A Howard County preschool and daycare that was shut down by the state last year is trying to reopen under a new name. And parents who used to send their children there are not happy about it. WMAR2 News' Elizabeth Worthington has been following the story since the very beginning. She explains the concerns from families in this tight-knit community.
It was those parents who tipped us off to the attempted rebranding of the preschool, which has not yet been approved by the Maryland State Department of Education to reopen. This all stems from the arrest and later guilty conviction of a former employee for sexually abusing a minor. The website for Glenwood Country Day School in Woodbine says it's, quote, temporarily closed due to construction on our campus. In reality, the private preschool and daycare was issued an emergency suspension last year after the owners failed to notify a state agency that one of its employees was under criminal investigation. According to the Maryland State Department of Education, the owner voluntarily surrendered the license to operate the school on March 6th of this year, but the school was still under suspension at the time. Now, the Glenwood Country Day School signs have been replaced with these for Little Leaves Preschool.
It wasn't until a few weeks ago, I think, that we saw the signs up. We all cheered when the signs came down for Glenwood Country Day School.
Parents who asked to remain anonymous due to potential retaliation concerns reached out to WMAR2 News once they noticed the school appeared to be reopening under a new name. Nothing comes up on the Maryland State Department of Education's online database of licensed providers when you search Little Leaves Preschool. Glenwood Country Day School is still listed as closed. The state confirms the owner submitted an application for a new license to operate Little Leaves Preschool at the same location. Web pages for both schools are still up, displaying the same address, phone number, as well as the same photos of children, along with identical captions. Glenwood Country Day School is advertising private tours for next school year, starting on April 1st. Last week, we got in touch with the owner, Cheryl Stradling, who told us her website manager had a health emergency and hadn't gotten a chance to take the Glenwood page down. She claims she was unaware that the Little Leaves webpage was live already. She told us both web pages would be taken down right away. It's been a week and they're still up. In Maryland, it's against the law to advertise childcare services without a license. Stradling says she plans to open Little Leaves Preschool in September.
And they're, in my opinion, trying to muddy the waters, confuse parents who don't know what is happening, hide the reviews, the negative reviews. And people are going to fall for it. People who don't know what happened in this community, it hit this community hard.
In January of last year, parents were informed suddenly that the state had issued an emergency suspension for Glenwood Country Day School. It wasn't until a week later that they found out why. A staff member named Damian Patterson had been arrested for sexually abusing a 9-year-old girl there. Weeks later, he was arrested on similar charges for accusations from 2021 in Baltimore County that were never formally pursued. He's since been found guilty in Howard County. His trial in Baltimore County is in July. Glenwood Country Day School's owners were required by Maryland law to immediately notify the State Department of Education's Office of Child Care when they learned of the allegations, which they did not. Parents also say they were left in the dark.
There were signs that something was not right.
Another mother who asked us not to use her voice told WMAR2 News she too, quote, had a weird feeling about the school, but, quote, didn't listen to my gut. She now struggles with doubting herself as a parent. But when it comes to the school's owners, she says, quote, these people have got to be stopped. A spokesperson for the State Department of Education says they can't prohibit anybody from submitting an application, but, quote, will review and evaluate all past compliance history as part of the approval process. The spokesperson went on to say that they have not yet received a completed application for Little Leaves Preschool in order to make a decision. In Howard County, Elizabeth Worthington, WMAR2 News.